Hi, and welcome to the Mintrain Knits podcast. My name is Caitlin, and I am the host. You can find me on Instagram as Mintrain Knits, on Ravelry as Mintrain, and I will have all the links in the description box below where you can get in contact with me. I just came off of my last show for the year, which was the Holiday Wine and Wool at the Sandhill Crane Vineyard in Jackson, Michigan. So I just finished doing an update on my website with all of the yarn that I have left. So there is quite a bit of ready to ship yarn that is all available in a couple of my new holiday colorways, and lots of yarn that has never been listed before, including a new fingering weight base. So that is pretty much been what my week has been, just lots of yarn prep for the holiday wine and wool. Not much actual knitting going on. Sorry, I have a dog down here that's trying to get some attention. Oh, there she goes. That was Lucy. She actually has a bed that lives outside of my workroom so that when I'm working she's not underfoot, because she has been whopped in the head by the warping mill before, and so she's actually afraid of it now whenever it's moving. And that was probably the mailman. Okay, so what I have finished this week, nothing that I finished was actually done, was knit by hand. It was all done on my sock knitting machine, including this headband that I'm wearing. It's called the Easy Twist ear warmer. I don't believe the pattern is available on Ravelry, but it is available on the Circular Sock Knitters 2.0 group on Facebook in the files tab, and it's a free pattern. So it was and there are knit versions of it available on Ravelry. But I did this one out of Queensland Llama lace, which is 100% Llama in a fingering weight. Then I also did a second one out of that yarn. Then I did 5 more, so I got 7 of these done this week. There's 2 out of this one. This is a 50% Merino and Tencel in the colorway Secrets from, I can't remember the dyer. It was actually, I got this yarn at the first ever fiber show I went to. This was probably 5 or 6 years ago now. But yeah, so I got these. It's kind of hard to see. It's a black and, well, dark gray with purple, some silver gray flecks. The camera has a hard time with purple. Then these 2 are out of the same base, so 50% Merino on 50% Tencel, that I dyed in the wedding colorway. It's not a base that I carry because it isn't in stock from my supplier often enough to make it. It's only available like maybe once a year, and it sells out very quickly. So I was able to get 1 bag, not realizing how quickly it sells out, and I dyed it up, and then I haven't been able to get it since. So I have just been playing around with the skeins that I had. And here's another one out of the same base, out of my Hope for the Flowers colorway. And both of these colorways are always available in my shop as dyed order, along with all of my other colorways. But I will most likely I'm going to do a few more colors up, and then I will get these actually listed in my shop. Mainly because I have a lot of fun making them, but I don't need that many to wear. And then I had a sock commission for some socks to do on my sock knitting machine. So there's both of these. They still need to be blocked. I just finished them last night, but they are out of mountain colors. What's the base? It's their merino nylon blend. I believe it's the fall or autumn colorway. I have a hard time remembering them when they're not yarns that I bought. But this was the first pair, and then this is the second pair that I did up. It's out of from the same yarn company, but it's their merino mohair nylon base, and I had to do a contrasting toe because my sock blocker actually ends here. So these are a men's pair, but there wasn't enough to do the both full socks. I actually had to crank these twice because I got the first sock done, and then I literally had not even half. I had probably from here to here that still needed to be done when I ran out of yarn. So I think I probably needed about 8 more yards of yarn to finish the pair of socks. So I had to come up with a solution for the woman who I was cranking these for, and we just decided on doing a contrasting toe. So that is everything that I finished. So one thing that I've been working on, that I actually picked this back up last night because this sweater, I don't know how I did this, but I inadvertently cast on twice as many stitches under the arm as I actually needed to. So instead of casting on 12, I cast on 24. So I had to rip back to the sleeve separation and then knit back down from there. This is the Autumn League pullover. Get the picture. It's a nice sweatshirt style sweater that will be very easy to wear, and a nice everyday sweater. I am knitting this out of Cascade yarns in the Anchor Bay base, which is a merino cotton blend. The color number is 32, but I think it's like cobalt. But it is a very nice, it's not called cobalt, it should be because it is a cobalt blue. So this is where I am. So I only had about 6 rows past the sleeve separation, and I am probably at 4 rows right now, so I haven't quite gotten to where I was before I ripped it back, but now that it is actually ripped back and restarted, I will be able to just go because it's just plain knitting until I get down to the ribbing. I did omit this little cable detail here that mimics the way a sweatshirt has the like a little surged V right here, but I decided to skip that because I wanted a little bit of a less casual looking sweater, mainly because I don't even like my sweatshirts to have that detail for the most part. But I am really looking forward to having this sweater done, and I'm not sure why I actually picked blue, because I never wear like blue. I have a couple blue t-shirts, but no blue sweaters or sweatshirts. But something about this blue just caught my attention. So there's that. And this bag is a Lila Styles bag. I love it. It's it's an interfaced twill fabric with a heavy duty interfacing. It's not my normal go-to, but I just absolutely love the print. I usually prefer project bags that are a little bit softer and won't show any wear if they keep getting crushed, because I have a tendency to throw lots of project bags in a larger bag, just because I can never decide on what project I want to work on at any one time, so I take lots. And the other thing that I'm working on is a crochet project. This is another Lucky Aces beanie. And I am about halfway done with the body. Then I'll have the brim. But this is out of my hand-dyed yarn in the Dragon colorway, out of the Superwash worsted base. I have been using my own yarn quite a bit more recently than I normally do, mainly because I've had so many shows and I don't like to work on projects out of other people's yarns when I'm at shows, because then people expect me to be working with my own yarn and being able to point them to the yarn that I'm working with. Sometimes it doesn't really happen, but most times people will ask where they can get the yarn that I'm working with. And so the Lucky Aces beanie is the one I showed that I had made in my first episode. This is the pattern. And it's by Stephanie of Chunky Hunky Creations. And it is really an easy pattern, and the project bag it is in is this bag from Girl Cave Bags. Susan I don't believe she's doing bags currently. I don't know if she's going to get back into it, but I know she did get burnt out because she had so many shows back to back, and she needed a break. Okay, so like I said, I was at the Holiday Wine and Wool this past Saturday, and I got just a couple of things. I got this skein from my friend Dana, who was formerly Ice Melon Stash, but now she's rebranding to Supernova Dye Works. And this is on her Elrisha DK base, which is a 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% stellina in the He Chonk colorway. And this will probably be either a pair of fingerless mitts or a hat, but it is totally my colors, as you can tell, because it is the same as my sweater and my headband. Then I got a project bag from my friend Kim, who is chasing acorns. We actually shared a booth. So I got this large project bag, which ships in a bottle. One really cool thing about her project bags is that they are a convertible bag, meaning that they can either be flat, like I just showed you, or they have snaps on the bottom to give it a square base. So it's really nice for whatever type of project you're working on. And then she lines them all with a waterproof nylon. So it is super handy. So if your bag gets wet on the outside, your project does not get wet on the inside. And then it is a drawstring with a nice nylon webbing handle and then a carabiner to clip it on to. So I often will clip these project bags onto like the outside of a backpack or onto my apron when I'm at shows. So that way I don't have to hold the bag or have it on my wrist while I am talking to people. So that is, and then I also did get a couple bars of soap from Fox Farm. She has goats and she makes goat milk soap, and her soaps are just absolutely wonderful. They are so creamy, and I actually like her bar soap for using as a shampoo bar, since I am trying to reduce the amount of plastic by using bar soap in the shower. And I think her just regular goat's milk soap is my absolute favorite. That for my hair, it actually feels just like a regular shampoo because it does have the creaminess from the goat's milk. But so I got a few bars of soap from her, but they're already in the bathroom and I forgot to grab them. So an upcoming project that I am going to be casting on soon, probably in the next few days, since we went from nice fall weather to basically January cold type weather here in Michigan. It should normally be in the 40s or to 50 degree temperature range right now, and we are in the teens, and we're in single digits at night, so it's really cold. So I am going to be making the red flannel fingerless mitts by Alicia Plummer. Really sorry about the dog barking. We have construction going on at the end of our street, and so there's a lot of empty dump trucks that use our street as a thoroughfare, and the dogs hate diesel engines because it makes them think of delivery trucks, or reminds them of delivery trucks. So the yarn that I will be using for those fingerless mitts is some of my hand dyed in my Tough DK base in the bark colorway, which is a nice golden brown with these little flecks of red. I just love this. It's very different than what I normally go for, but it goes with all of my all of my sweaters, because it doesn't it won't blend in, but it won't completely clash. So that is all that I am working on and going to be working on. Well, I'll probably be working on lots more because I'm going to be making more of these headbands, and I have some socks that I want to crank for Christmas gifts. I actually haven't really been reading much this week because I haven't had the time with all the show prep that I've been doing, and I actually only just got my office put back together right before I started recording. So I got all the yarn back up on the shelves and listed on Etsy. So yeah, I just haven't had the time to read. By the time I'm done for the day, I'll play a little bit of Candy Crush and fall right to sleep, sometimes with my tablet still in my hand. So no books have gotten any attention, even though I have such a long list of books that I want to read. I have listened to a couple books while I've been working. I have been re-listening to the series is called Whiskey Business Mysteries by Belinda Mullet. I believe that's her name. So the first one is I'm listening to Death Distilled, and I'm totally drawing a blank on the first one. But I listened to the first one last week, and I started the second one a couple days ago, and I really enjoy that series because it's a cozy mystery, but it doesn't follow the same template that a lot of cozy mysteries do. I do find that since I do listen and read a lot of those, I can often guess who the killer is by about halfway through the book. And with these, I was not able to pinpoint who the killer was until the very end, which was actually really exciting the first time I listened to them. But yeah, I have been enjoying those. Mainly because since I have listened to them before, I don't really have to pay attention, and they're more just background noise now. But yeah, so they are a good not time filler, but a good way to relax for me. Oh, so I am drinking American breakfast tea, which is my go-to tea in the morning. And this is a mug I picked up at the Northern Michigan Llama Wool Festival in end of September. This is a Michigan mug that I got from Stellworks Pottery. She's a potter out of Traverse City, and I love her stuff. I actually got a lot of Christmas gifts from her booth, so I think just about everyone on my list is getting something from her, because she just had very Michigan type things. She had the Michigan, and then she had morel mushrooms, which are very big in Michigan. And then she had some little yarn ornaments, bee ornaments, and pendants. She just had a lot of really great things, so I'll leave a link to her shop in the description box. But yeah, I just love this mug. I use this one just about every day. So I think that is it for today. Currently this is turning into a weekly podcast, so hopefully it will stay that way, but I don't know if it will once the holiday season really starts ramping up. But I will try to do at least bi-weekly when things get busy, if not every week. Okay, well, and please like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy these videos, because I am having a lot of fun making them for you. Okay, thanks. Bye.